Hey there, I'm Michael Williams, your island chef. Welcome to my kitchen. Today, fun on the grill. We've got an entire meal that we're gonna cook on the grill, including dessert. We're gonna start it off with a balsamic beef skewer, kebab. From there, we're gonna go on to grilled yam and corn, beautiful dish. And then we're gonna grill up some pineapple to serve with pineapple and ice cream. All of that coming up on today's show. So, we're gonna prep up all three of our recipes, then go hit the grill. Right now, we're gonna start with our skewers. So, I've got some steak here, some Island Pastures top sirloin steaks. Sirloin is a great cut for making kebabs with. You can use sirloin, strip loin, or if you wanted to go crazy, even tenderloin. But sirloin works just great. So let's get these cut up into skewer format. So I'm just gonna cut these up into big chunks. I'm gonna start by cutting that one in half. Now you wanna make sure you get the string off if there is such a thing. This one is a little bit smaller on one end. So we've got our string off. This piece right here is kind of big enough as is. So now I can cut the rest of that in half. And this is what we're looking for, just nice big chunks. And you wanna get them relatively consistent in size. See, this one's a little bit skinny down here. We'll see if we can figure out a solution for that. But you want to get them relatively consistent in size so that they cook at the same kind of time. There we go. So we've got our skewer meat prepped up. Keep those germs off the hands. It's always good after you're done prepping up any kind of meat or seafood to wash up so you don't end up inadvertently touching something else. All right, so before we get our vegetables prepped up for our skewers, I want to get something on the go. A little bit of balsamic butter is what I want to make to kind of flavor those delicious skewers that we're going to make. So what we want to do is reduce down a little bit of vinegar to start. So I'm going to turn this on high, turn the fan on, and we're gonna get some vinegar into our frying pan here and we're gonna reduce it down by about 50%. And once we've done that, we're gonna add some butter into it and some other flavors. That should be good there. About a half a cup, I would say. So while that's happening, let's get our veggies prepped up. All right, pepper, onion, zucchini, mushrooms, whatever you like on your skewers to go with your awesome beef. It's gonna go fine with our balsamic butter and everything else. All right, so this, really simple. These are already a great size on this end. Now we're starting to get a little bit bigger, so what I would do is cut it in half and then continue on. We've got our zucchini prepped. Our peppers cut off like so and like so. There, we can use the bottom. Maybe just get a little bit of the vein out of there. Nice big chunks of pepper. Trying to keep everything kind of the same, you know, diameter, I guess is the word we're looking for, as our steak, so that it all kind of comes together uniform. I think that'll probably do for us. Finally, well, actually not finally, but next we'll do our onion up. So I'm gonna start by cutting top and the bottom off and cut it in half, just like I normally do when I'm working with onions, which of course makes it easier to peel. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut this into wedges, so to speak. Probably about, well, looking like quarters here. Okay, and then maybe just take off that one middle section, or maybe even 2, we'll see. That's looking pretty decent there. Maybe we'll get a couple more of those done up. And then we'll just have our mushrooms and we'll be ready to put our skewers together. Beauty, all right. Okay, and then finally, mushrooms. And all we're gonna do here, just trim the bottom off and then quarter them. Again, sticking with that size. This one actually I could probably get away with just halving. And this one bigger, so we're gonna quarter that one for sure. Okay, we're ready to start skewering these up. All right, so everything is now prepped. We're ready to roll. Let's get skewer in here. So now, because we're gonna liberally brush our balsamic butter onto our skewers here, I'm not too worried about the skewers kind of catching on fire. Sometimes if you're just doing straight meat and oil, you might want to soak your skewers in water for a few hours. They absorb some water and then they're not as likely to burn once you hit the grill, just so you know. All right, so now we're also going to keep a close eye over here, because if that balsamic vinegar reduces too much, it'll start burning really quickly. And you know, we can see it's boiling away back there, so I just want to be wary of that. But we'll get started making our skewers here. And I like to be somewhat symmetrical when I'm doing this. So I usually get a pattern going. Beef, pepper, mushroom. Okay, so what do we do now? Beef, onion, pepper. Nope. Oh, I almost. That was close. I almost put the pepper before the zucchini and almost totally ruined it. So we're looking, oh, we just need a mushroom now. And then what I like to do is finish it off with a beef. Finish with the beef, start with the beef, beef in the middle. That's looking nice, isn't it? I'm liking that. All right, we need to get our balsamic off the stove. So as you can see, this is concentrated down quite a bit. It has become a little bit syrupy, which is just what we want. We're gonna add our butter in there now. And then we're just gonna stir that up to incorporate the butter into it. Now, once you get that butter melted into the balsamic, it's time to add a few more things to this sauce. We're gonna add some garlic and salt and pepper, chili powder, you know, get lots of flavors going on in there. But we're just gonna finish our skewers first of all. So let's follow, whoops, the same pattern as before. Otherwise it just won't taste as good, right? Gotta have the same pattern, otherwise it ruins the flavor. Am I serious or am I kidding? You be the judge. Okay, I'll let you know just in case you get it wrong. I'm kidding. All right, so now that's kind of a lot of onions, so I'm just gonna break a section off of that. Back to another zucchini, pepper, a mushroom, and finish it off with the beef. Looking good. All right, so let's get these guys on here. We'll get washed up again and then we'll sauce them up. All right, so let us finish this off. Okay, we've got our balsamic butter here. It's nice because we reduced this balsamic vinegar. The butter actually combines with it and emulsifies. Normally a fat and a liquid don't join together, but this is, as you can see, a very nice consistency. So we're gonna add some extra flavor to this. Got some nice chunks of garlic there. A little bit of salt, or well, a good whack of salt actually. A little bit of cumin, or a good whack of cumin. And finally, well, it's not there. Aha, the ancho chili. pepper powder and some fresh ground pepper. That's pepper and pepper, but that's okay. That's what we want, pepper and pepper. Love the ancho chili powder, by the way. Fantastic stuff. All right, so now we want, oh, actually it's right here. You know when you forget where your stuff is sometimes? That's what just happened to me. But then I remembered. So we're gonna mix this all up, and then we're gonna brush our skewers. You wanna make sure you get some of those big chunks of garlic. Get them on there. You wanna brush it liberally. Get them nicely covered. Okay, don't be shy. Balsamic butter with garlic, salt, spices. Oh man, these are gonna be delicious. Again, make sure everything gets covered. Get it on both sides. And once these hit the grill, they will be laughing. Literally, these skewers are gonna be laughing once they're on the grill. You know what? These look so good, I think I'm gonna make a couple more. When we come back though, we're gonna work on our grilled yam and corn. All right, time to get our grilled corn and yam little side dish prepped up. We're gonna start by making a kind of like a spicy garlic lime butter, which we're then gonna smear on our corn, okay? We're gonna smear it on the corn. We're just gonna peel the husks back a little bit, smear the butter on, and put the husks back, and then we're gonna cook them on the grill like that. It's gonna be cool, I think. I've never actually done this before, only in my mind, so we're gonna see how that works. So let's get our butter going here. I've got some garlic here that I'm just gonna chop up, and we're gonna add that into our bowl with some butter that we've got already, about a 1/4 cup of butter in there. Okay, so garlic. We're gonna do some lime zest and lime juice. That should probably be enough right there. Okay, so we'll get our, you know what? I'm doing this the hard way. There we go. Juice in there, that should probably be good. Get some hot sauce in there. Your favorite hot sauce will do. Make it as hot as you like. And then a little bit of cilantro, okay? And then we just need to season. Add in some salt, good, and some cinnamon. Just, you know, I've had this idea, cinnamon. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but I think it's gonna be good. Okay, so now all we need to do is blend this up. You know what I'm thinking though, is the cilantro here needs to be chopped up a little bit. So what we're gonna do is beat this up with the mixer. And I was just thinking, you know, if this wasn't chopped, the cilantro, they would just kind of get all tangled up in the beaters. So we're just going to give that a couple chops. And a little pinch of coconut sugar too was a thought. And now we're gonna do the next step here. Blast this. There we go. All right, so this delicious butter, I think, is gonna envelop our corn beautifully. But before we get there, I'm gonna prep up our yams. Okay, so we're just gonna peel these guys up and cut them into wedges. Now you don't necessarily need to peel them. You can leave the skin on if you like, up to you. But if you want to peel them, then go for it. Okay, so what we'll do is make this a little bit more of a manageable size. Just gonna cut this in half so that it's a little bit manageable size-wise, and then we'll cut some wedges out of this. Maybe like so, and so. These guys, like so. Okay, and then these are ready to hit the grill just like that. Well, a little bit of oil, a little bit of seasoning, of course. So we'll get these out of the way for now. Now let's take a look at our corn here. I don't want to open it all the way. I just want to get it enough so that I can smear some butter. And what we'll do, I won't put it all the way around, but I'll put it so that when it goes on the grill, it goes on the grill like this, and it sits up so that butter can kind of melt down into the corn and cover the rest of it. Make sense? Okay, so smearsy, smearsy. Get a little bit of the hairs out of there too, by the way. Just get that butter tucked in as much as you can, but we want to keep a nice base. Keep that husk intact so it doesn't get burnt really bad. A little bit of caramelization on the corn will be nice, but we don't want it to be too much. All right, let's get this last corn buttered up and ready to go. You might have wanted to have done a better job of pulling these hairs out, but that's okay. I've got it now. All right, so fold that back up. Those corns are ready to hit the grill. For us to get ready to hit the grill, all we need to do is get our dessert prepped, our pineapple, get our chocolate sauce done, and then we're going to do exactly that coming up. Okay, we are underway, just getting our dessert ready to go. I've got some Kabobs milk chocolate here. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna melt this into some hot whipping cream. Whipping cream right there. Once it's hot, we're gonna drop in our chocolate, stir it in, and just let it melt. Now, you can measure this if you want to be a little bit more precise. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. Okay, and that's looking about right to me. You want it like about equal parts, kind of like half and half. And then all you need to do is stir that up, and we'll come back to it and give it another stir, but the residual heat that is in that is enough. And then once it cools down a little bit, it'll thicken up and it'll be a beautiful sauce to drizzle over our ice cream. So, what ice cream you said? Yeah, right, the grilled pineapple served with ice cream and milk chocolate sauce. It's gonna be good. Now, where's my knife? All right, so let's cut our pineapple up. That's the last thing that needs to get ready to go on the grill. I'm gonna do top and bottom and simply peel the skin off this way. Now there's a lot more than we need here, so I'm just gonna get about that much done. We'll get rid of these guys. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna cut right there, just, and leave the core on the rest of our pineapple here. Okay, we'll move that over there, and then I'm gonna use this, and looks like I need to do a little bit more peeling. It's always better to do less in the beginning because you can always do more. It's kind of hard to put pineapple back on. All right, so now we'll just cut some wedges out of this. And guess what? we are ready to hit the grill. Okay, let's grab the avocado oil. All right, our grill is hot. Our food is prepped. Just gonna drizzle a touch of oil on here so that things don't stick. Now, when you're grilling, the most important thing is to make sure that your grill is hot. It's gotta be really hot. Otherwise, things will probably stick. Now, the best time to clean your grill is when it's smoking hot as well. So I've got my grill brush here, brought it up to heat. Make sure she's nice and clean. We're ready to get our food on the grill. So we'll get our pineapples going over here. Get those lined up. We're gonna try and get some nice grill marks on our pineapple. We're gonna get our corn tucked away in the back here. We're gonna make sure our, oh, we lost one. Make sure our yams are coated. We'll get them going. And finally, skewers. All right, so everything's on the grill. Again, hot is the key. And then once it's on there, get it set, move it around if you need to, and don't touch. You don't want to move anything, you know. We want to get some nice grill marks on here. We want to give the pineapple a chance to kind of release from the grill before we try and turn it. Otherwise, it'll just tear and we'll lose those grill marks. All right, so we're gonna keep that lid closed, get some nice heat building up in there. Give us about 4 or 5 minutes and then we'll turn those, well, turn everything actually, and we'll go from there. So I think we're probably ready to get everything turned here. We've got some color happening on our yams. They're starting to soften up. Okay, so we'll get those all turned. Now, depending on how you like your steak will depend on how long you want your skewers on there for. I think maybe for our pineapple, we're gonna be happier with this guy. Nice grill marks on there, hey? Isn't that looking beautiful? Okay, and then our skewers are ready for a flip as well. Beautiful. Oh, those look fantastic. Nice colors playing on there too with the peppers, the onions, the zucchini. Beautiful. This is looking great. Our corn is actually probably fine the way it is, but if you wanna, you can see that the husk is kind of peeled off a little bit. If you wanna flip them to get a little bit of caramelization happening, you can do that. And we're gonna shut the barbecue up. Oh, got a little bit of fire going on, which is kind of cool. It's gonna give a nice smoky element to the corn. We're just gonna leave it another 4 or 5 minutes or so and we'll be good to go. All right, so time is up, we're ready. Skewers, gonna be a nice kind of medium rare, hopefully, maybe medium. Our yams have softened up nicely. Now these are obviously pretty smoky. They're nicely charred, so depending on how you like it, you might want to dial your heat down just a touch. And what we're going to do is just finish those yams off with a little bit of this butter while they're hot. The same butter we put on the corn. Our dessert pineapple looking great. And finally, our corn. This is looking fantastic. So there we have it. We're ready to put this all together and go to the taste. That's coming up next. Wow. Doesn't that look delicious? all of this, we got our beautiful kabobs, we got our roasted yam and corn, and we've got our grilled pineapple with vanilla ice cream and milk chocolate sauce. You know what? I'm gonna start with dessert, and looks like this is the only fork I've got, so that's gonna have to do. I'm gonna dig right into this. Oh, I love that so much. That charred pineapple with the sweet vanilla ice cream, the milk chocolate. I'm gonna eat all this backwards, but for you guys, countrygrocer.com, all 3 of the recipes are there from our Fun on the Grill episode. Thanks for being with us, and see you next time.
Country Grocer.